in the sun, but yet in the shade where I can sit. Um, we just got back to camp a few minutes ago. But anyways, welcome. So we're going to be talking about me planning for Colorado because that's kind of where we're going to end up going this spring. And I'd like to ask some of your guys' advice along the way because I have some things that I'm kind of I could do this or I could do that, and I would love to hear your input on this. Okay, so here's the thing. I got a payout coming on like Tuesday because of the it being the weekend and payday falling on a weekend, so I get paid the following weekday. So I expect to get paid either Monday or Tuesday by YouTube, and then I've also got Patreon money coming in, and some other things that are coming in on a regular basis for me that I've kind of come to count on a little bit. And so, I mean, I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do. I have an option right now where if I want to, I can pay like $136 and get a direct ticket to Denver, and then from there we can walk. It'll probably be like a 2 or 3 day walk for Sam and I, but we'll have to hunker down there for a month. But it's gonna be in the 20s there. Okay, and but the thing is, we're right there. We don't have to worry about it. We are actually ahead of schedule, and we can do our thing. Okay, so that's just one thing that we could do. Or what we could do is, when I get paid, is buy a bus ticket for probably my birthday, which is February 20th. Do that and go to Pensacola because one, I want to see the beach, and two, I want Sam to be able to see the beach one time before we go completely inland, with the possibility of never being able to come back out and see a beach again, because it's a unique experience, especially Florida beaches. Those are some things that you gotta really think about. So what would you do in this situation? I mean, it's gonna be that's it's probably the Florida medical helicopter. Because it's on the Great Divide, and Denver is the least expensive ticket. It's like $200 to go to Albuquerque versus 134, 35 to go to Denver. A lot of it has to do with price. That's the big thing, because I mean, I was kind of hoping to maybe either go to Albuquerque or even go a little bit further south and do quite a bit of the trail. And if we did it in February, then we would actually have about a month to walk up through New Mexico, and be kind of hitting the higher elevations where it's going to be cooler, and we'll be hitting that right around mid-March to late March. And at that point in time, that's kind of where we're going to be looking for different places to be able to go. So that's just kind of one thing that I was considering. But I actually have already downloaded. I think it's called Avenza Maps. So if you go to the Colorado, or excuse me, the Great Divide Scenic Trail or something like that, if you do a search for that, it'll take you to the trail pages website, and from there you can actually get the full trail map for free. And they use an app which is free, and it's on both iPhone and Android. It's called Avenza, and so therefore you can get your offline maps and all that other stuff, and it doesn't cost, and so therefore you could go do the trail. Unlike some of these other trails where it actually costs, unless you have some great knowledge. This seems like it's pretty straightforward, because the Florida Trail, you got to pay like 150 to 200 bucks if you want the full trail map, or you can use the interactive map, but then that does not give you the offline capabilities. Okay, or if you want to do something like the Pinhoti or the AT, well, then you're going to end up needing to go through one of the hiker apps that they have out there, and you'll either pay a monthly subscription or you'll pay $50 or more for the map. Whereas with this was free, and and it even gave me the opportunity to work with to work with. A different app, and now I can, anytime I get any free GPX maps, like trail maps, that is supposed to be a very versatile app. So I mean, I'm not getting any pay for it or anything else like that, but just from my experience as far as like getting the maps, and setting up the account through the app, it's pretty simple. So yes, they were, but uh, if you want to, keep everything light, you're gonna, you want to, put it on your phone. A gigabyte doesn't cause your phone to weigh more or less, than if you were to be carrying like paper maps and stuff like that. Now, something like that I would recommend if you're, you know, anytime you can do it without technology, it's important. I'm just not to that level yet. Okay, I'm not. I'm not that. I'm a cool cat, but I'm just not that cool yet. So, but anyways, oh yeah. By the way, this is somebody was asking me about straps. So when you saw in the video with Prophet, the ropes, that was his hammock. See, this is my hammock, and this is the straps that I use here. So because it's gonna be like, well, it was supposed to be like 25, and now they're projecting it to be 29. It'll probably end up being about 30 tonight. And Sam and I have been dealing with the mid 30s and low 30s for the last few days. I mean, it's been pretty rough. I mean, we get a day of 55, and then it's right back down in the 30s again. It's been nuts, and so. We can't sleep in my hammock or we can't sleep in my hammock without an underquilt, just because it's too cold. I've tried different ways of trying to make my own underquilt, just something like using the blanket and stuff like that. But the cold just from the wind, and how thin the material is, it just, without an underquilt. And so something else that I've got going on, and I'm actually really, really excited about, and I'm probably going to do a live stream on Tuesday, and I'm just gonna either that, or I will just I'll do a premiere. But one of my subscribers, and single digits up here. I'd rather be in Florida. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cold, but at least I got sun to warm me up and thaw out a little bit. It's like gonna be 52 for the high, but it was like 30, 34 last night. So but one of my subscribers, so remember how I was talking about Walmart wish list? Well, one of my subscribers decided to purchase the whole Walmart wish list for me, and the package is on its way. It will be here sometime Tuesday. We thought it was going to be here today, but I guess there's a lot of snow and inclement weather. It's kind of slowing down the supply chain. So I mean, it's no big deal. Sam and I already have a method to be able to survive the 20s tonight. But at least we're doing it here instead of where it's going to be about 5 to 7 degrees colder if we would have been in Tallahassee or Pensacola. Okay, so Pensacola doesn't start warming up until about mid-February. Okay, and so that's why I say we could either go to Pensacola, spend a month, wait on the beach, and then take a bus to Albuquerque, or or hop a train and go west that way. Because at Pensacola, there's a nice little junction there to where we can jump. We can jump on a train, because I was gonna want to go to, like, let's say New Orleans, but if we went to New Orleans, we couldn't stay there for very long, just because of the stories that I keep hearing coming out of New Orleans. Since last year, when I've been wanting to go to Mardi Gras, it looks like I'm probably just never gonna get to go. I wanted to, I was hoping to, but there are things that are more important than seeing boobies for beats. And boobies for beats is pretty important, but it's just not that important. So to all you guys out there, I don't want my man card revoked. So, but anyways, so do you guys have any questions, any input, any suggestions here? Because I'm kind of talking about how we're getting set up for the trip. Now, one of the things that I wish that I would have done before Sam and I decided, well, we're going to Orlando. If I would have come here to Gainesville, I would have been able to save like about $200 between vet bills and other costs. just getting Sam set up. And guess what? They're gonna actually on Wednesday, because they have a bus that's coming. They're gonna give her her vaccine booster for I can't even pronounce this, lipus something like that. And then they're also, because I talked to them about getting Sam chipped, because it's like I want to make sure that the main reason why I'm doing it, because I don't ever expect Sam to leave my side or get lost or anything else like that. But the thing is if Sam shows up and I'm not there and she's chipped, the people that will be on that list will have some sort of knowledge that, okay, something has happened to me, so therefore, if action needs to be taken, then that's that. So how do you charge your gear? I'm a few days from homelessness and I don't have a clue other than um okay. No, okay, okay. It's been single, okay. Well, apparently, to kind of answer the question that was being asked before it got retracted. Um, okay, so charging and stuff like that, it just depends. You can go into like fast food restaurants. One of the reasons why I use their apps, so therefore I get free food when I buy so much food from them, and it kind of offsets my costs. But it also gives me a place to sit in for a couple of hours, especially in the morning, have a cup of coffee, and plug my stuff in. Now, some of these places don't actually have any type of plug-in or outlet or anything else like that. Now, when you're on trail, it's you that's what the purpose of a battery bank is. And one of the things that I'm going to purchase before I leave Florida is I want to purchase. I found it for about 45, maybe $60 on Amazon, and I might put it up there if well, I don't know. We'll see if I put up there to if to offer you guys to help me out with it. But I want to see if I can do it on my own before I ask for help, because that Walmart wish list was a very, very important. Like the soles of my shoes were falling off. I mean, I can't even walk on wet ground without my socks getting wet, because I walk so much that my shoes, having a pair of hiking boots that will last 300-400 miles, that's going to be that's important. It's going to keep my feet dry, going to keep me going, so that I can focus on traveling with Sam. And then having the underquilt, just because the thing is, unless it's like warm summer with warm air, you don't really want to sleep at night, even in a sleeping bag. Even a good sleeping bag, it's still pretty cold. So even though you're nice and toasty on the top, on your back is kind of where it gets nice and cold without having that underquilt. So that was extremely important. And I kind of want to get rid of this tarp. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to be able to have a rain fly. And this rain fly is exactly what I needed. It's a lot less expensive. And then what's going to really be fun, because while we're doing our travels and stuff, I'm going to have one of those action cameras with a chest mount that's going to be on my chest. So when Sam and I, like, if we go hop a train, you're going to go hop the train with us. You're going to get like a POV of kind of how this is going to work. So all of this stuff was extremely important, to be able to be able to get. But I think one last piece of gear that I will end up needing before I feel 100% comfortable, okay, I can go out there and be out there, is because not having power, because I need to upload videos and keep contact with the outside and stuff like that while I'm while I'm in the woods. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose, but it doesn't. Okay, I get my peace, and I get to do it on my terms. And with having a solar charger, it means that I don't have to go in. Okay, so once the grid goes down, that's the biggest threat besides nukes. I don't think that the grid will fully go down. And I was thinking about this last night. Does Sam get cold at night? No, she sleeps under the sleeping bag with me. So that's why. Okay, so I'll show you our setup. So last night I had the tarp, and then you see I have the reflective blanket, the Wooby, and then I roll my coat up and sleep on that, and then I unzip the sleeping bag, and uh, um, and then she sleeps under it, and I take the long side with the hood, and she takes the short side, and we cuddle all night long. She actually, yeah, she does not like the hammock on cold nights. So I would recommend a portable solar panel. I did get my solar panel. Um, okay, a Harbor Freight. Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about, Roy. Is that so? Going back to what Cherokee was saying, is okay. So the guy I met in Chattanooga, one of the things that he was saying to me was that what was that the average person, like your vehicles and stuff like that, your computers and stuff like that, that may not be protected unless you're a prepper. But all this government stuff has been protected for a long time, in various ways, in the way that they set up their server farms, in the way that they distribute them. That you may have a hub go down, you may have a region that may be without it shortly as they redirect. But I don't think that the grid will fully go down, because you would have to hit at least five separate locations, and there would be such atrocity, because I mean, you're talking about Chicago, New York, Seattle, Las Vegas, Miami. All of these are specific, points where you have major hot points. So if you ever do either a trace route using command prompt, or you do like a test my internet speed, it'll give you one of the main locations, one of the main servers that you can ping off of, so that you can see, like, is there lag going west, what's going on, and you can actually do your own or not maintenance, but observation of what's going on, just by using those, and kind of looking at the different delays, and kind of also figuring out what its route is. So therefore, you want to do like the TCP/IP trace route, okay? And you'll like trace route to, let's say, Yahoo.com. Well, Yahoo is in Silicon Valley, so it's going to go through Los Angeles, it's going to hit San Francisco, and then it's going to be distributed there, and it's going to show you the different hot points, and then how many pings, or how long between the sending out and receiving of the ping. So it kind of gives you the data speed. So if you're looking at like the internet grid, that I do not think will go down at all. Okay, that's just my opinion based upon what I know and what people have told me that are in the know. Is that it probably, uh, uh, I'm probably, uh, you know, just I may be wrong. I don't know. I guess that's the best way to put it. So okay, let's see. We got if you're coming to Colorado, prepare for the cold and snowy ice road conditions. It's cold here right now. Probably won't warm up until early March. Yes, that's why I'm saying I could go. I would have, if I went to Denver, I would have to wait out in the city for about a month, and hope Sam and I can survive, because we're going to be dealing with 20 degrees, like mid 20s, and low to mid 40s, as highs and lows for about a month. And Sam gets really pissy when it's cold for a long time. She's a Florida dog. I'm telling you, she does not like the cold, and it's kind of funny to see how she acts out, because of uh, because of the whole thing with it being cold, because she's like, it's cold, I don't want to get out of the blanket, please leave me alone. Yeah, but let's do this, let's do this. So she wants to get up and go, but she wants to stay under the blanket, so she pesters me until I take her, like, we go up to one of the buildings and go inside and plug in and charge the phone, because she looks forward to that time to be able to stay warm until it actually gets warm enough. um, uh, that's a funny question. But anyways, where do I get my haircut? I actually took my medical scissors and just cut the shit out of it because it got so long. uh, there are places like sometimes here they offer free haircuts, but I don't know when and where. But they do offer haircuts here at Grace. It's not very common to be offered a haircut anywhere by homeless services. At least it hasn't been. Usually there's a guy on the side that'll do it for $5 or $10, and that's how he supports his habit. Again, he has a skill. There are quite a few barbers that are out here, but they a lot of them won't market themselves, but they should. So, but it is what it is. So I hope that answers your question. Snow booties. You know what? I still have to upload to Sam's channel. So if you look in the description in my videos now, I have been putting the links to my other two channels. One of them is Adventures of Sam the Dog, and I got to do a review of the O boot boots, and Sam does not like things on her feet. If I would have left those on her for longer than 10 minutes, she would have shredded those damn things. So putting something on Sam's feet, and then just the funniness. So I got it on video. You guys, if you guys go over to the channel once I get it uploaded, I might share it in the community tab. But it's funny to watch her just mope around because she doesn't like it. She's chewing on it, and she can't walk straight because of how weird they feel on her feet. It was something else. So, but anyways, as far as putting anything on Sam's feet, no, it doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees outside, she still runs and jumps in the river or the creek or whatever it is, because like the park downtown in Gainesville, right next to the history museum, has a little creek that goes down in there, and so the back half of the creek I let her go in. The front half of the creek is like really nasty, but there's some sort of blockage, so it's cleaner towards the back half. And so it doesn't matter how cold it is, she's running and jumping in, and she'll take a full-on dunk, doesn't matter how cold it is. I don't I think she's so used to it always being warm that she doesn't understand cold, and I think it's going to take her a while to actually understand what it's like to be cold. Now I've been dealing with it for like the last year, especially the last couple of months, more than I have in a long time. So I'm getting used to waking up in 20-degree temperatures, and having to make sure that we're warm and stuff. So like tonight, what I'm gonna do to make sure Sam and I are warm is we're gonna fold up inside the tarp, and I'm gonna do multiple layers. So I am probably going to put the same bottom layers with the reflective blanket and the wooby underneath us, just for padding and for warmth. And then the sleeping bag and then the tarp will kind of keep a lot of the wind off, so that we can retain a lot of that heat, and we will probably be extra warm, and she will probably be coming out of that thing probably in the middle of the night going, okay, I can't take this anymore because it's so hot. Okay, so um okay, this is okay, there we go. Sam needs, okay, how do you keep up with Sam's vaccinations? um there is, so the doctor and I've got to get this done now that I'm getting access to hey, what's up, Tomcat? Now that I'm getting access to to a computer, I have got to use the QR code on her tag, and I can also use that as a pet finder, because I can put my information, register the tag online, and therefore she has a digital record. And so if somebody looks up that tag, then they will be able to find me. Okay, so this is something that the previous owner didn't do. Is one, they didn't chip her, and two, they didn't actually go online and create some sort of digital record, so that anybody that finds a dog once it's gone, you can contact him in some way, shape, or form. Okay, because usually the vet isn't really going to give you any information if you just call and say, hey, look, I got this tag and it's got this number on it, can you tell me who the owner is or whatever. But it is what it is. So as far as keeping up with Sam's vaccines, I just do what the doctors tell me to do. If She just recently got injured, and I at first I thought it was from the walk or from a dog, but I after kind of observing her, I think that the way we were originally laying in the hammock, and part of the reason why she doesn't like the hammock as well anymore, is that her foot got twisted. So like she has a bend right here, like the wrist, not at the elbow, but at the wrist, okay, where it connects to her paw. I think that got twisted, and so she's kind of had a swollen joint for a couple of days. Now, the doctor, the free clinic that's coming on Wednesday, I'm gonna have them take a look at that, and also I need to have them do like a full on body. Uh, uh, a full-on body look over of her, because there are places where I touch her and she yelps, and I don't know what's causing it, or if she if something happened. I don't know, but lately I, she's been yelping just from just the tiniest touch, and I don't know why. And she's probably been doing this for probably about since right before we went to Ocala. So yeah, no, yeah, right around Ocala is when that happened, and I don't know what, and that's when I actually got the hammock. So I don't know if the hammock's actually dangerous to Sam. So does Sam need a dog license? Um, no, no, it's not like a car. We don't need a dog license. It was a joke. That I'm aware of, no, but the tag that she is wearing is her rabies tag. So I guess you could say that is her license. That is proof that she is legal to do something that would be otherwise immoral or illegal. So you should, for those of you that don't know the root of the word license, so driver's license and all this, it actually goes way back. I think in the, well, it's the early part of the Catholic Church. And during the early part of the Catholic Church, only the clergy were allowed to read the books. They were the only ones. Anyone else that did it was considered a heresy or blasphemy or a crime against crime against the church, because the only people that were educated enough to be able to understand it were the clergy. But there were some people that wanted to be able to have a Bible on their own and be able to read it. And so what they did is they petitioned the Pope. They gave him a sum of money to do something that was otherwise considered immoral or illegal, because it was immoral or illegal for anybody other than the church to have a copy of the Holy Bible at that point in time. Okay, and so that's actually what a license is. And so back in the day when they first started with the marriage license, especially for mixed couples, it was considered that the black man or black woman was a beast, and therefore you were getting permission from the state to commit bestiality, which is permission to do something that was considered otherwise immoral or illegal, which bestiality still is considered immoral or illegal. Okay, so this is just the history of a license, just for those of you that are interested in a topic like this. So because I always find that stuff fascinating. You guys have been asking a lot of questions. I really appreciate it. What other questions do you guys have about our trip? So we're and nobody's really given me their opinion. Should I go to Pensacola, stay there for a month, and then just hop my way to either northern New Mexico or up into Colorado, or should I just go to Denver and deal with the 20-degree temperatures? What do you guys think? Because we're gonna have to hunker down in the city, so I'm not. We're gonna be sleeping on the ground. I probably won't have a forest to jump into. So yeah, I asked Paul, my best friend. I asked him why. What he thought, and he's like, well, the dog's kind of like the wild card, because it's really hard. I mean, it's going to be really cold for the dog, and it's going to make the dog miserable, but it's not like you can't do it. It's just like, do you do it? So anyways, I'm just curious if you guys think I should do one or the other. I'm leaning, if I don't get any input, I want to do Pensacola, because I want the beaches. I definitely want to have one last Florida beach. My sign, even though it really doesn't mean much, it is it is a water sign. So I'm a Pisces, And one of the things there uh, uh, is I'm naturally attracted. That's part of the reason why I went to San Francisco, is because it was a city on the bay. You know, I wanted to be near water and go to the beach whenever I wanted to. And I haven't done that in so long that I've almost lost complete interest in water. And you know, Sam loves water, and that's what I really like about her. And I can't wait until we're like near a lake and we can stay there for like 4 or 5 days and just let her just run and play in a lake without the fear of alligators or anything else. And maybe she might even catch her own fish. That would be awesome. And then she can eat her own fish, and then we know that she knows how to be able to hunt for herself. And it was something that was recommended to me to do for her anyways, was to teach her or get her to catch a fish on her own and eat it raw, because it would help her nose, and just, you know, with the coloring and with the way that it functions. So I don't know, but anyways, let's see, what else have we. So yeah, we've got the dog taken care of. We've got the destination kind of taken care of. It looks like we're ahead of schedule. And you know, one thing I got to say, a subscriber actually said this in one of the comments in one of my recent videos. It's like, because I went and I did that re-education for YouTube, and you know, on the 9th is actually when my shadow ban was removed. And now, as you notice, like all of a sudden I'm getting a couple thousand views per video, and it's like, it's baffling me, you know. And it also makes me feel good knowing that I was able to get monetized, even you know, having to push through that type of adversity. Because I mean, it makes it much harder than you know, having it open full throttle for you. Because I could have been in a completely different place by now, you know, financially, that I probably would be a lot more self-sufficient and making a lot more money. So I'm anticipating, at least for the next few months, that I'm gonna actually do really well, as far as like, you know, the ad revenue and growing the channel. Because I mean, we're sitting at 1,700 subscribers. Holy cow, I never thought I would make it to 1,000, let alone 1,700. And now I'm looking forward to 5,000. I'm looking forward to the doors that opens, and then the new way in which I get to be able to live life. Because I'm hoping that at the end of the day, I have enough time to gather enough revenue to be able to buy a piece of land outright, instead of having to live off grid alongside a river out in the middle of, you know, the West. Okay, I would, if I can actually have deed and title to land. Now, once all of society breaks down, it really won't matter. But at least to be able to build the structures and get the infrastructure set up that I want to have set up before this whole thing comes crashing down. You know, I'm hoping that I will be able to raise enough funds through, you know, all the things that I do through YouTube, to be able to afford that in the very near future. And I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? So, okay, are ticks bad out there? When you have open wounds from your dog biting you, yes. I got one in my arm, and I'm like, as long as you keep your legs and your arms covered, and you sleep with your legs and your arms covered, I haven't had to deal with ticks out here. Not you know, not I don't know. Last year I did. You know what? You deal with it more out in the wild forest, but now we're actually in the wild forest. So, because we're on state forest land right now. Um, I think it's state. It's either state or federal, because there's a little piece of land that's federal, and then the rest of it's state, or vice versa, or something like that. And so, like, you know, we got to stay on one side of the white lines, otherwise we're, you know, in trouble, and da 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 da. So, but no, we haven't. I've pulled maybe 3 ticks off me since I've been here in Florida. Which really isn't that bad, including all the time we spent, you know, on trail, and also, you know, doing road walks and stuff. It also might be the time of year, but I also bought Sam 1 month supply of tick medication because that stuff's more expensive than the heartworm stuff. Oh, and Monday I can't forget, I've got to give her her heartworm medication. The Monday or Tuesday, yeah. So treat your clothes and gear with paramithrin 10%. No ticks will touch you. Okay, I'm gonna have to try that. Thanks, Tomcat. Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. It doesn't seem to be too bad at all. But you know, I haven't had any issues with ticks here in Florida either. Fleas, though, super bad. You know, I I'm more worried about ticks than fleas. Fleas is lice. For some reason, because of the color of my hair, I don't, and I've always kept my top hair short as well. But even when I had long hair as a kid, I never got lice. It was always my sister because she was light. She had blonde hair, and I've been a redhead. So is let's control something you could do. It seems a lot easier to have fun whacking the lizards and snakes. What's it called? Is let's control something. Uh, I don't know. Oh, is pest control something you could do? You know what? No, no, because here's the thing: the more we try and control nature and get nature out of the picture, the more vulnerable we become. We've already, over the last 100 years, with modern medicine, with high improved hygiene, with indoor living, with indoor plumbing, with heating and cooling indoors, with automobiles and all that stuff. A lot of the things that we would put, the stressors that we put on our body, yes, it would cause us to age quicker and our body to degrade quicker, but it also improved our overall health because our body was able to develop immunities to it. So, living out here, I have no intention of trying to disturb nature. I'm going to try and blend into nature. You know, like in an area like this. Yeah, I could probably clear some shrubs, and maybe do like a controlled burn, and maybe set myself up a little plot between some of these trees, and something like that. But that would probably be the most I would consider doing as far as modifying the forest, other than maybe like a structure for me for cold weather. But warm weather, we're gonna sleep outside all the time. Can I stay safe being homeless and how? Well, don't. Okay, the homeless are in a specific area. So let's just say, like, okay, San Francisco. You go into the industrial park, right? So you go over in the industrial park. Now there's quite a bit of homeless over there, the regular homeless, so on and so forth. So you go there, and you look around. But what you're doing is you're looking to get the farthest away from the crowd while still being in a safe zone, because the police aren't going to mess with you if you're sleeping within this specific zone. But you want to stay safe by not crowding around people, not getting in groups and things like that. If you were solo, that would be how you stay safe in a city. Now, out in the woods, I mean, you're dealing with all kinds of different things. Yes, I do, Cherokee. So that's just one thing that you would want to do if you're worried about staying safe in a city. Or what you might want to do is find little areas where you can duck and cover. See, the thing is you cannot operate in fear. If you're homeless and you're like, oh, I'm what you think, your fears are going to come into reality at one point in time. Okay, James. Well, if you have any questions, I have a playlist, and any questions on top of that, just ask, and I'll probably make a video about it. Uh, no worries, Hobo Thomas. Glad to see you showed up, man. So, but as far as safety in a city, or becoming homeless, you can't let that fear be what deters you, or because even me, it gets to me sometimes. Uh, you know. It gets to me sometimes, just because of the natural. Everybody's talking. Oh yeah, did you hear over here? Did you hear over here? But the thing is the reason why I shouldn't actually have any fear when I'm in these cities, well, until recently, because now that everybody thinks that Sam's their dog and that they get to tell me how to deal with her. I mean, I just had a guy tell me yesterday because of okay, so we're coming out of the cafeteria. Sam sees another dog and goes darting for it. She goes to lunge. I pull the leash as she's lunging, and I point my finger at her. I tell her to behave and stop being a brat, and guys tell me, "Oh, you're an asshole to your dog. I hope somebody kicks your ass and takes your dog from you." And I had another guy come up to me today and just tell me, "Oh, well, if I don't like the way you treat your dog, I'm going to take your dog from you." You have housies and the unhoused and the homeless, constantly. It's like all of a sudden, because Sam is such a beautiful dog, because that's the number one thing that most people notice about Sam, is that she's a gorgeous dog. I mean, she's got the perfect amber orange tint that's just it's a hint of orange with a lot of red, and it's just if you've ever sat there and studied the color of her, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. But that also now attracts everybody who now thinks that it's their dog, and that if I do something that they don't like, that they can sit there and have me reprimanded. Um, so it's just it's that right there is bringing danger to me. And not only that, it's also interfering in my experience with Sam, because when I first got Sam, until the guy threatened to kill my dog, that was when having Sam stopped being fun and started being stressful. You know, because after that, more and more people started interfering to the point where Sam wouldn't even listen, and so I had to keep taking her out in the forest and recalibrate her and just kind of keep her away from the general crowd. So and that is bringing a lot of attention to me, to where it actually puts me in a point where I'm more of a danger, because people are like, well, I'm gonna kick your ass and take your dog because I don't like the way you da 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 da. And the thing is Sam is so fat that I'm having to loosen her harness. Okay, so she's not starved. She gets played with every day. I don't beat her. I don't hit her with my fists. She's never yelped when I've disciplined her. At most, she cowers because she knows she's in trouble. She knows she stepped a line, and I finally reached a point. And it's not like I immediately run to yell at her. It starts with let me give you a couple of words. Okay, Sam, stop. Sam, stop. Sam, stop. Okay, now I'm getting more firm, just like you would with a child or anybody else. Okay, so it's it's just the amount of crap that I'm dealing with, just you know it, it puts me in danger. But normally I wouldn't have to worry about it, because I don't deal with anybody. I don't talk with anybody. I go find a weed guy when I need weed. Past that, I fly a sign when I need to fly a sign. I make my videos and I keep off to myself, and we're in a park, or we're off somewhere where nobody really knows where we're at, because I really don't want to interact with public. I'm kind of an anti-socialite. Okay, and so you know because I live that lifestyle, I never have to really worry about it, because I'm not offending anybody, because I'm really keeping away from the crowds. And that's why I said, if you're gonna sleep in, if you're new, find out where the homeless generally sleep, and then just find a little nook and cranny that's off to the side, but not in a large group. Okay, so that's pretty much all I can say on that subject. So let's see here. uh, Detroit is rough in the winter. Homeless. I had to sleep under viaducts. Oh wow. Yeah, there are weird ways that people survive these winters. Dig a hole, build a wooden frame, bury it. They have underground tent. That might actually be a good idea, Joseph. Okay. There's a girl on YouTube that rescued a baby deer and kept it because she has a farm in Texas, and the deer became independent. And once YouTube saw her keep it, she got death threats. Oh wow. I lived in Michigan for almost 35 years, all over. Oh wow. So Tomcat, if you ever, because I know what was going on, personal situation with your personal post, and I think you were kind of getting screwed in that instance. If you you got to send me an email if you want, and I can kind of offer you my 2 cents, just from my experience of operating within legalese. So with some of the issues that you were having a couple of weeks ago, I can at least offer some sort of ideas on ways to be able to handle and deal with the situation so that it doesn't get out of hand. So, but you got to send me an email, man. It's jasonthewise81 at Yahoo. So, okay, let's see. Just keep a low profile. People are getting desperate. Yes, they are. Um, so, but does because we're getting up to about the 45-minute mark. So one of the things I want to start working on, guys, if you are not a Patreon subscriber, come on over to Patreon. I am going when I'm in my go mode and I don't really post a lot on here. I'm always making sure to keep my posts on Patreon. So if you and the thing is I focus more of my attention as far as the content in which I create onto Patreon than I do on YouTube. Now I'm hitting the questions and answering the questions that people have, but you know over there we're going to have a little bit more of a realistic talk, with the hobo tutorials. I'm still working on the whole adverse possession thing as well, and I started on the list of like the gear for the different lifestyles you want to live. It's going to take me at least a week to write, because I really have to be thoughtful about how I put this together, because there are multiple directions in which you go, and I want to make sure that it accommodates whichever direction you decide to go as far as gear and lifestyle. It is dangerous right at night when it gets cold, as the gators must be out of the water, so risk of stepping on one must be high. Well, we don't move. Sam, the colder it gets, the less Sam wants to get out of bed. So we're far enough away from the lake that the gator isn't going to come over to us. There's other camps he can hit before he hits ours. So I'm not worried about the gator. But yeah, there is a gator in the area, and I've been told, to be careful with the dog because he might eat the dog. So, but anyways, so come on over to Patreon. We're gonna really work on building that and making that a more of a resource for people. And also, whatever else is down in the description as far as like my other channels, tip jar, Patreon, affiliate links, stuff like that. If you want to help the channel. But the most important ways you can help the channel is by becoming a subscriber, watching the videos, and leaving comments. Comments are probably the reason why I'm getting the views that I'm getting is because the content is causing you guys to be able to leave a comment on your own personal story. And that's something that I truly appreciate, because now I get to see a wider variety of what my audience really thinks. And so therefore, it helps me tailor the message to you guys on both platforms. Okay, so leaving those comments, it also helps out in the algorithm, because it tells YouTube that it was engaging enough for you to be able to say something and just leave a note down in the comment section. Okay, so those are the different ways that you guys can help the channel. But yeah, again, live streams, that's where you guys get to ask me whatever questions you want, unless I have a specific topic, which was just getting ready for Colorado. So since I really haven't gotten anybody say one thing or another, it looks like we probably about on the 15th, if I have not gotten my food stamps by then, I am gonna go to Pensacola anyways, and I'll have another 30 days to figure out what's going on. So anyways, that way I at least get my food stamps before I leave the state of Florida. But as far as things go, I think that's probably what we're gonna do. We're gonna go see the beaches, and you guys will get to see a couple of live streams from the beach. If there's anything in Pensacola that you guys think I should see, so I've been told about the haunted houses and stuff. Are you guys interested in something like that? Because if you are, I have. What do you mean? Can I get super chats soon? I have super chats. It should be down there, unless they took it away from me. But it's in the comment section. You can leave Okay, you'd like to see the haunted houses? Okay, go somewhere warm. Okay, yeah, you can. The super chats are in there. You can leave a super chat. Um, since I was young, I am native to Colorado. I was born at Fort Carson, so yeah, and so that's part of the reason why I want to go back there is because that is home, to me at least, but at least by birthright. And those of you that know, me talking about the Freeman stuff, part of part of my citizenship, if I do not want to be a U.S. citizen and I want to be a citizen of my state, would be to go back to my homeland, which is the land in which I was born in, or that I became native in, would be Colorado, but also because I was raised in Oregon for so long, I could almost consider that my native land just because of the cultural ties. But it's six one hand, half dozen in the other. I have more. My birthright by birth is the state of Colorado, and so Uh, that's part of the reason why I'm gonna end up going there, because when the whole thing blows up, at least I want to be, I want to, be on the side of my homeland. So doing vets would be cool, but hopefully no vet is homeless. Um, as far as military veterans, oh, there's plenty of veterans. I saw a guy today. He was so busy. I'm a veteran. Woe is me. I'm a veteran. Woe is me. It's like, dude, I get it. You went, you served, so on and so forth, but that was your choice on how you did your part. Everybody, everything that you do in this country, it doesn't matter whether you participate in the political system, whether it's just following the laws, going to work, and being a contributing member of society. All of that is important. Just because you served in the military does not make you more important than somebody that gets up every morning, goes to work, does their job, pays their mortgage, and lives the way that society expects them to live and becomes a productive member of society. They are no less of a person than somebody who went and fought in a foreign war. So it's just, as much as veterans, they are they're the panda bears of the homeless. Okay, if you want to save the worms and the grubs, you don't sit there and say send money for worms and grubs. You say send money for the panda bears. Okay, if you want to get money for the homeless, you don't sit there and say help the homeless. You say help the homeless veterans. That's the truth of the whole thing. All the veterans are is they're just the pandas of the homeless. Okay, that's really what it is, and they get all these creme de la creme benefits. So that, quite frankly, some of the vets that I've talked to have thought about just becoming homeless because they get so many benefits out here. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, maybe not in Canada, but here in the States, especially here at Grace, they get their own dorm. They get coffee when nobody else does. They get primo pick on anything and everything that they want when nobody else does. I mean, they could literally, and then on top of that, they're getting their military disability, and so they're getting more than the people on Social Security. Okay, and they're sitting there and they're living fat and happy, and everybody else gets the scraps that those guys throw out, and they walk around, oh yeah, look at me. And I even hear stories from some of the vets that refuse to stay in the vet dorm because it's like all of a sudden some switch flips when they get in there, and yeah, you better watch it, soldier, da da da. And so therefore all of a sudden they go into that barracks, the barracks bully mentality. At least that's what I've had some vets tell me. If you guys remember the guy I interviewed last year, Charles, or what was his name? I can't remember what his street name was, but when I interviewed him, he was the one we did about tactical maneuvering. He was the Marine that served in Gitmo. That was the reason why he wouldn't go sleep in the dorm, because he's like, yeah, I'm not into that ho-hum dumb stuff, and it's like all of a sudden these guys, want to go back to the way it was, as if it still is that way. So, yeah, I say what I say. But anyways, guys, homeless veterans are better taken care of than anybody else out here. Okay, it's the non-veterans that actually get scraps and really don't get much. Okay, so but anyways, guys, I will see you. Let's see. When's the next time I'm gonna do a live stream? I'm gonna end up doing a live stream like Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'm gonna be doing an unboxing. Okay, and that's gonna be what it's about. And then you guys can ask questions. You guys can watch me set it up and stuff like that. That way, you guys can kind of see, the stuff that I get. Because honestly, I'm so stoked that you guys care enough about me to help me out in the way that you guys have. There's got to be badass rangers or other combat trades that won't take handouts. That would be cool. No, you know what? My favorites are my favorites are the snipers. The snipers, because they got so used to living in the bush, and also blending into society, when they come back home, especially if they've been in a combat zone, that's kind of their comfort zone. And so those are the badass guys, because they don't ask for anything, and they know how to survive, and they survive. I mean, those are some of the I have. And the thing is, they will never tell you who or what they were unless they like you or trust you. And so I've had a few of these snipers tell me, yeah, this is why and what's going on and so on and so forth. So, that's, yeah, those guys are the coolest. So, yeah, yes. Oh, hey, you know what? I could use a 20 bag. I'm actually about to smoke my last bowl, but I'm not gonna put that on you. But if you want to, that's more than, yeah, because I got this guy. He gives me a fat bag for 20 bucks, but I gotta come to him with 20 bucks, or I just don't come to him at all. And considering, yeah, and the thing is, the guy likes me enough. It's extra fat. It's probably one of the fattest 20s I've gotten out here in years. Okay, you'd have to know somebody to get something like that. So, but anyways, yeah, that's gonna be the one thing I miss is that connect right there. But anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. I will see you Tuesday or Wednesday for the live stream. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again.